Maury, thank you very much. It's great to see you here, and you can see the strength of our partnership by how far I've got in my facial hair to match up with Maury. For those of you who don't follow November, I am raising... So it's great to be able to partner with ARM again for the Investor Day here in Europe. And for those of you who don't know the BIA, and it's great to see so many members and supporters in the audience, we are the Trade Association for Innovative UK Life Science Companies. And for many years, we've had an expert advisory committee on cell therapy and regenerative medicine, expertly chaired by Chris Mason, who's here at the front. So we've been the organisation that has, I hope, helped carry the commercialisation of this important work from the UK for a number of years. And to mark today's event, we've published a new briefing paper, which is available on the stand outside, which I hope reflects some of the points that Maury's been saying about the vibrancy of the sector. And just to pick up on the details of one metric, I haven't got financing metrics, but I have got some metrics here about clinical trials. And if you look at the EMA's clinical trial register, you'll see that up to the last month, we've got 51 cell therapy clinical trials in the UK, and at a European level, 259 having scientific advice, 195 phase 1 and phase 2s, and 39 phase 3 trials in cell therapy on ATMP at the moment. So I think if you look at that, that shows the vibrancy of the pipeline, and I would reflect Maury's thinking here, that things are really moving. The BIA obviously is most involved in policy work, and bizarrely, the thing I'm going to talk about this morning is something that didn't happen. So there wasn't a full review of the ATMP regulation, which was mooted at the beginning of the year by the European Commission when the new European Commission came in. And we take you through the arguments around this and what happened in the paper that's available. I think this is a win. This doesn't mean to say that there isn't the opportunity for there to be regulatory development in the space. I think there is the opportunity handled sensitively at a technical level, and it's great to be able to work with ARM and with the Cell Therapy Catapult on some of the details of those things, which I know do make a difference. But what we're not going to see, I think, in the next period of time is a full reopening of the rules of all the games, which I think would have stood a chance of things going backwards rather than forwards. So it's always difficult to describe something that hasn't happened, but I think it's important to note that. I think there are also other regulatory developments in terms of the new ideas around Prime, which may be of use for companies in this sector, and we'll provide lots of briefing on that as it goes forward and how that links into the UK accelerated access review of George Freeman. So there may be some bits that can pull this together, and we'll be working on that. I just want to close by saying we're delighted that we have such an august meeting here today, but also I think why have ARM picked the UK, and why is the UK the right place to look for the developments of cell and gene therapy in Europe? Well, we've got fantastic world-leading academic work, typified by the work of UCL, great research hospitals like Great Ormond Street and others, and you've seen that for those of you who look at the UK media in the recent weeks. We've got the critical infrastructure and skills that are being developed by the Catapult, which is fantastic, particularly in manufacturing and regulatory work. And we have major global players that can provide the backbone of this sector based from the UK, and I think here particularly of GE. There's a vibrant SME community that we pull together and some really interesting financing available, whether that be through research councils, Innovate UK, Wellcome, or in the private sector through Syncona, Abingworth and City of London. I think it's important to see that we're a supportive society in the UK for the work at the frontiers of science. And if you look at the great level of support for babies born with mitochondrial transfer technologies, you can see that this is something that the UK community welcome and thrives upon. And we're lucky to have the support of the UK government. Regenerative medicine is one of the 8 great technologies that the present government see as key technologies for the UK to exploit going forward. So I think we're able to play into that. And that enables us to have a fantastic fiscal environment if you look at patent box, tax environment, incentive for entrepreneurs and others. So with that, it's with no further ado on to the main business of the day. Delighted to be here. I'm sure I'll learn a lot and look forward to the first fireside chat. And I welcome Kieran and to set up the fire. Kieran.